Hi, Suzanne from Flat Wearable Artisan Jewelry. I'm going to show you guys a quick tutorial on the new silverware and leather bracelets. Since we showed these earlier this week, the response has been absolutely overwhelming. I had purchased a lot of supplies for you guys, and you guys have just about nearly wiped us out. So hopefully we're going to get our new supplies in before we run out of stock with these. If not, just hang on, we've got them coming back in. What you're going to do is, we're just going to get right at it. What we're going to do is use a 3.5 inch piece of a silverware handle. So I'm going to use this butter knife here, and I'm going to bend the larger portion of the bracelet to start with. So I'm using the largest roller. I made a suggestion here recently of how to make a more gentle curve by putting on a piece of leather belt, so I'm going to use that, and I'm going to feed the silverware in and make my initial curve. Now you can see I'm not going to go all the way down in. My 3.5 inch piece is going to be to approximately here, so I'm going to make my curve this far in. I'm not going to make it any deeper than that. So I'm going to cut this piece. And we're going to grind the tip. Now, because this is going to be bent backwards, you want to have that ground real nice and smooth, because it is going to be shown, visually you're going to see it. Want to check the curve, make sure it looks good on the wrist. Now we're going to bend this end. We're going to change this out with the mini pin and the ring forming block. I'm going to use the deeper of the two channels. So what I do, you're going to bend this backwards, so you're going to have the decorative side facing up. I put the tip of the handle right on top, right on the edge of the flat spot, and then I'm going to bend. Now this is a really heavy piece of silverware, so I've got to make a little bit more of a bend before I can start hammering it over. So I'm just kind of inching it around to get it to about here. Then I'm going to use my rubber mallet on my anvil to bring that down further. You want to check to make sure that your leather cord goes in with a little bit of a pull. You don't want it just falling back out again. So I think that looks pretty good right there. I'm getting a little catch on the edge. You can see how it catches on the edge. That way it's going to stay in there nice and snug. So there you have the first part of your bracelet. I'm going to go ahead and drill a hole here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I've drilled the hole in the end of that. So the second part is creating the leather portion of the bracelet. So you can to change the size of the bracelet, you really only need to change the size of the leather itself. I'm kind of sticking with a 3.5 inch piece, so you don't really need to vary the size of this piece, but to change the size of the bracelet, you're going to vary the size of the leather portion. So I've got different sizes here, and when I talk about the size of the piece of leather, that's the entire length of the leather. So if I say 7 inch, 8 inch, 9 inches, that's 7, 8, or 9 inches of leather itself. So then 10 and 11. So 7 inch would be extra small, 8 inch small, 9 inch medium, 10 inch large, 11 inch extra large. You may want to vary those according to your own specs, but those are the specs that I'm using. So I'm going to make this 10 inches. So I'm going to cut this piece of leather at 10 inches. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is you want to put on a slider. put the leather through one side, you put the leather through the other. Make sure they're even. Pull that all the way down. Now you're going to take the double end cap. E6000 does not work for this project. Gorilla Super Glue Gel is what we're recommending. You only need one small drop. I hope you can see that. One small drop in each side of the double end cap. What's really nice about this is it's got a little metal prong on the inside which goes down into the nozzle, and we'll keep that from drying out. I really like that feature of that glue. So you're going to put your cords in. You want to wiggle them around to kind of spread that glue around a little bit. And you want to hold that probably about 15 seconds. This actually sets up quite rapidly. But instead of waiting for that to happen, I'm going to go ahead and use one of the ones that I've already prepared. I'm going to use the 10-inch one. These really set up so quickly that you can put these bracelets together in less than a couple of minutes. So I'm going to use an oval jump ring, and I had one set aside here. Where did it go? Right here. I'm going to use an oval jump ring for this. One side through the hole in your bracelet section, your bracelet silverware section. Now you're going to put that side of the leather on. Close your jump ring. Okay, that's not quite even. I like to spin that jump ring around so you don't see the seam, so it actually goes into the back. Alright, so now wearing it is really just as simple as putting it on. Push that slider back. Hooking the leather into the hook of the bracelet and pushing the slider up. That's how simple it is to put one of these bracelets together. Should take you less than 5 minutes to make one. All right. If you guys have any questions, post them on the Facebook page. We'll be glad to answer them for you. I know that you're going to really love doing these. They're quick, they're easy. I put them out in the store and they're selling like crazy already. So we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.